All right, hello, YouTube collective. Welcome back. Trying something new in honor of this new moon in Pisces, using the iPad horizontal video to get a different angle while still recording here in the living room, bookstore, and cafe located in the marina of Puerto Vallarta. So if you want to come through and get a mini reading with me on Wednesday afternoons, this is where I'm at. However, also all in the contact information links, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, is down in the description box below if you want to connect with me from anywhere in the world for a reading. So now, today, we are focusing on the new moon in Pisces. I do encourage folks, go and look up the information if it resonates with you from your favorite astrologist / astrological resource. Feel free to Google themes related to the new moon in Pisces. I plan on doing some personal, I want to say intentional work this evening with this new moon in Pisces to essentially ritualize my intentions. And I'm going to spend some time also doing journaling to get it written out and not just keep it all floating in my head and kind of risking it getting lost in the sauce. As well as in one of my recent shorts or recent videos, I'm pretty certain that I gave an invitation to essentially practice warding / updating wards in your home. You could look it up. There's so many different types of wards, warding objects, warding rituals, warding practices. Do what's in alignment with your practice, with your faith, with your faith, with your guidance. Also, I realize I'm so used to looking to the left for the cell phone that I have to get used to looking straight on. So thank you for bearing with me. We're updating in real time and we are going down new pathways. And that is a key invitation of this new moon in Pisces. It's not to say that you need to just be doing new for the sake of it. It's not that every single thing in your life has to be new. It's not about forcing it. What I am inviting and encouraging though, are there going to be new waves that you can essentially ride with, vibe with. And it's, what's funny? Thank you, Spirit. They're reminding me that essentially 2 songs with the word ride in it has come up for me in the last week. In addition to cowboys being a very ongoing symbol, cowboys y vaqueros have been very recurring symbols and themes this year of 2026 coming through, let alone the horse, but the cowboy vaquero energy, and riding like a horse, riding like a cowboy. One of the songs is Ride by Jessie Ware. Just heard that in the past week for the first time. That's a vibe. And then also there was one on, soft spoiler alert from the recent episode of UK versus the World at time of recording, was this song called Ride With Me. I think it was called Ride With Me. Comment down below if you saw the episode and you remember the title of the song, but it was Ride Something on UK versus the World Series 3 finale. Yes. So, with this invitation, though, to ride new waves and going down new pathways, and I was about to say neural pathways, so for any of y'all who have been drawn to, non-psychoactive microdosing or whatever protocol you may be doing, and you don't have to use plant medicine, but that was shout out for mushrooms for somebody. For opening neural pathways, regenerative medicine. I'm also getting breath work. I've been guided and I've been doing breath work much more consistently the last week or so. Especially around this time, as you leverage the new moon energy. And we're going to get some cards to kind of showcase, okay, for this collective, what is Spirit maybe highlighting for you in regards to working with this energy in the most optimal and joyful and fulfilling way possible, while holding space for any and all emotions that are coming up and coming through for transmutation and release. A lot of this new invitation, the thing is Pisces is inviting you to swim with it from a place of intuitive feeling now as you feel guided, because especially as the Aries energy comes in with the astrological new year, as well as the spring season and spring equinox about to pop off in about 2 days, give or take, at least at time of recording. Timeless message whenever this finds you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There's this I feel as though if you allow yourself to explore your curiosities and these invitations and these gentle, I'm going to say gentle pulls, because I don't want it to feel like it's forcing you. It's not like that. It's more so like a pull, as if it is a current, a wave going in a certain direction. It has momentum, it has movement. And so if you kind of like are fluttering near it, it may be pulling at you a bit, yet it's not so strong that it's dragging you. This is by no means a violation or co-optation of your free will, of your autonomy, of your sovereignty, of your freedom. Quite the opposite. It's letting you know that, hey, there is a warm nudging and inviting intention going in this direction. However, it's up to you to practice your discernment and see, is this the wave that is for me in this now? Is this the curiosity I feel like called to explore? Is this a fresh and accessible, blessed opportunity that the universe is essentially dropping and plopping in front of my face and path to make it easy for me to explore in a very risk-free and non-committal way? The fact that I did the 1, 2, 3 to the Dil Divine blinks was for somebody. So with this encouragement of new, fresh energy, I want to invite you to explore things that feel good to you, feel exciting, ignite a joyful and playful curiosity, something that is activating your heart space, something that may invite you to smile more, something that may activate or reconnect you with forms of play and pleasure in safe, healthy, warm, and inviting spaces and mediums, okay? To make it even more blunt and simple, this is an encouragement for a lot of y'all who are coming out of, I want to say seasons, especially winter season, where maybe you've been a little bit more hibernational. You've been a little bit more hermity. You've been a little bit more isolated or close to home, a little bit more playing it safe, a little bit more keeping to people and situations and spaces that are familiar and you already know. And I'm not shading that. I'm not coming for that, because there are moments and times and seasons and cycles in life where that is the gig and the gag. What is coming through now, though, especially as we move into spring, it's like the spring fling, the spring dance, the magnetism, the attraction, the pheromones, I'm seeing like the flower pheromones in the air, you know what I'm saying? But these attractive vibes, these social, interpersonal, interactive, come hither energies and vibes are already giving us their impressions. We've already got the coming attractions, literally coming attractions. Tell me why I've been saying the phrase coming attractions so much in the last week. Because, you know, usually people will talk about like a sneak preview, the scene from the upcoming show, whatever. But, you know, I'm like, from back in the day, I'm a soul of a certain age. So I like, you know, to say the coming attractions. And so literally Spirit is like, okay, we got to remind me if I don't remember at the end of this video, comment down below, coming attractions. Like, I think that has to be the one. Where's that shadow coming from? Oh, okay, from the front. I'm like, you see that shadow? I was like, girl, the shadows. Anywho, the coming attraction. The shadows coming as the coming girl, like approaches, encounters incoming people on the way. So this is letting you know to anticipate connections, anticipate new, as well as that social energy, you know what I'm saying? That interpersonal interaction, that was just what I was just channeling. So I'm smiling, see? I'm excited because Spirit wants you to experience more joy with other living beings. And I'm saying living beings because while, yes, a lot of this is about more human interaction and socializing and community engagement, yes, quite specifically, I am also feeling called to hold space for maybe more animal connections. And when I'm saying animals, like, let me be as broad with that, you know, like, no, it's not just animals. It's like with living beings, because Spirit is like, I want to hold space for the animals. I want to hold space for like the bugs and arachnids and, you know, whatever those critters can be that are not animals, but are critters. You know what I'm saying? And people who like critters. And then also definitely for the plants and the mycelia, the mushrooms, the fungi. Literally fungi. Like, Anyway, Spirit is wanting you to have fun and get silly. And a lot of your silliness, Spirit wants you to feel safer and safer in this now, let alone the season ahead, to share your silliness beyond your comfort zone. 10-10 on the timer. And they were showing me like 10 of cups, 10 of pentacles. It's time for you to experience abundance, emotional fulfillment, prosperity, wealth, joy, the circulation of high vibrational currencies in many forms, in all forms, in more social relationships, in community, in connection, in tribe. So this is about, and with this, Spirit is wanting you emphasizing the joyful aspect of it. And with that, that's why they're inviting like exploring different potential hobbies, activities for fun, joyful experiences of movement, dance, and or fitness. I'm not limiting it. What Spirit wants, though, is more joy to be active and infused in really every aspect of your life, let alone more than what it is currently. And a lot of that is you trying new things, is you shaking it up, is you revamping your routine, is allowing yourself to not cling to old versions of yourself and old practices that aren't really gassing you up anymore. Now, if you still have a practice or something that still gives you life, then don't drop it. You know, for example, I still love prayer. Like, I'm still going to keep on praying. I'm not getting rid of praying. However, I have been feeling like some nudges and calls, like maybe I want to like kind of like revamp some of my conventional prayers, or the ones that I've been using for a long time. Like, not lose it all completely, certainly not lose the point, but give something fresh and give something with a little bit more of my own creative and unique voice versus something that I studied and I learned and really has gotten me quite far throughout the years. But can I like make a new adaptation with my voice while building upon that blessed foundation and tradition and root? This is lovely, Spirit. I'm really loving this energy and this new moon intention. So there's a lot, working a lot with your creativity and letting your intuition guide and shape it. And I'm like shimmying and vibing. The thing is like there are meetings, there are activities, there are invitations, there are events, there are classes, there are workshops, there are gatherings, there are existing opportunities for you to plug into to explore new avenues of joy, joyful connection, and fulfillment, let alone growth and expansion. Because, and Spirit has really emphasized, do something also. I'm not saying you can't do things that are joyful in relation to your like chosen path of labor, service, passions, projects, whoop-de-woo. You know how I feel about, I call it like aligned labor. Yet Spirit doesn't want it to be limited to like work, to labor, to stuff like that. Like they really want you to like explore a hobby that you've been curious about, or something that you've really like wanted to dig into either for a long time, maybe since childhood, maybe since a certain like young adulthood period in your life, like whatever it may be. Go for it, because it's going to open up new pathways, new neural pathways, new doors, new and fresh energy, and new connections that are going to honestly allow you to be closer to the blessings, expansion, and growth that is coming for and towards you in this season. However, you've got to like open up the windows, get the fresh energy, the spring cleaning, but not just the spring cleaning. It's like with the freshness, this reconnection with nature, this reconnection with the world in a healthy and intentional way, in a give and take, being a part of the exchange. I keep coming back to exchange. I keep coming back to interaction. I keep coming back to flow and waves and currency and things of this nature. So this is really not a time / we are not going into a season where you are meant to be every single day, all day, every day by yourself, only doing you, only being in isolation and hermitage. And for some of you, adapt it. Well, actually, no, excuse me. For all of you, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Adapt this for your unique environment and situation and what you have access to. Because I'm getting for some folks, like maybe there's something going on physically in your area where you can't access quote unquote people as easily. What I'm getting from spirit is like, if you're receiving this video, you have access though to digital spaces. So I'm encouraging, thank you spirit, I'm encouraging you leveraging digital spaces, digital communities. Like if that's what's calling you, if that is an opportunity for you, get into it. Don't sleep on the power of how technology is and can continue to be and can be leveraged as a blessed co-creational tool, a blessed platform and medium for communication. Like, I'm grateful for this technology. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't be able to channel this message and connect with y'all and deliver this word and share my blessing as I'm guided to with the world. So we need to, and this is not to pressure anybody, this is an invitation, so pardon me. What I'm feeling quite passionately in this moment though is spirit is showing us fresh ways to leverage tools and resources like this to advance our goals and to continue showing up yet with this freshness. And it's like it's a more optimal way, it's a more fresh way, and it is beneficial, and it's creating another avenue for success, another avenue for flow, another avenue for connection. So a part of this is new opportunities and new connections, for sure. I've been saying that throughout this reading. And then some of this is like fresh and new perspectives of how to leverage tools, resources, relationships, and connections that are already in your life and in your sphere. And the thing is, for you to really get into this is like, you've got to be like allowing yourself to really leverage and master this Piscean energy and discernment by using your intuition, following nudges, honoring your dreams and fantasies, and like what really stimulates you, what ignites you, what sparks you. And when you feel that intuitive nudging of connecting dots or bringing dots together, or at least showing you an opportunity to connect some dots, allow yourself to go with that wave, go with that invitation. The thing is, this Piscean energy, those poles I was talking about, they're invitations to go in directions that will help you connect dots. However, the dots will only connect if you take aligned and inspired action, if you go in that aligned direction, if you accept and follow through with those aligned invitations. Okay? So that's the channeled message, like straight up coming through. Let's hydrate. I have some green juice, but still a little icy. So we stay wetted with the water. So we're going to open up. We're going to start with the Atlantis Oracle. I feel like the Atlanteans want to come through. And then we're going to get some, and then we'll bring it down, you know, with tarot. Spirit, for this collective, for my YouTube collective, fresh day, fresh iPad, fresh new connection and eye contact. How can this collective best connect with, leverage, and align with this new moon in Pisces energy? And throughout this reading, I invite you, allow yourself, whenever you feel called, whenever you feel inspired, to take a nice, deep, and opening, expansive breath. Please do so. And allow your exhalations to be, as best as you can, full releases. Of course, do this when it's safe for you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We have card number 6 with the snake. Shed the past once and for all. Okay. Okay, thank you, Spirit. They're letting me know this is like a theme for this collective in this moment. And this is why they had me going in with all this new energy in healthy ways. You are truly finishing up. And notice how it's the snake. And this is literally at the end of the snake astrological year. Like, well, excuse me, no, we technically ended with the snake with the Chinese fire horse. So let me not misspeak. Thank you, Spirit. Yet, we are going into, is this considered like, what do we call this astrology? Is this, do we call this tropical? Do we call this Western? Whatever this new year is with the Aries starting off the new year. Comment down below, please. Let me know which one this is. This is affirming for me that for some of y'all, where maybe the Lunar New Year didn't, maybe you didn't feel the fullness of the new you that you actually have hatched into and molted into, because I feel like you've done the hatching, the molting, the shedding of the skin, really. To be honest, like, even look at the snake. It's like the tail end, literally the tail end is what's dangling. It's like I feel like around this time, this is where we were for many people, maybe in February. This is where you were at, where you were feeling like a very new version of you, but quite vulnerable. And like you were very sensitive to the elements and what was going on around you. Like for some of you, like I had this going on too, not to be TMI, but like some of you may have been having like weird or random like allergic reactions, like skin things going on, body things going on. That was like, what the F is this? And it's calming down now, but it's like because you really did have like this, you really were going through some deep cellular activations and stuff going on, and with that it was really purging out and really pushing out things from the old body and old self that needed to rise to the surface and then be like molted and like released out into the atmosphere. I know that's not how allergies fully work, but just get into the gag. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, you know what it is. It's like these things when they pop off in weird ways where stuff is going on in the energetic, and it's definitely spiritually related, but it's having a physical sensation, or sometimes il na sensation. Stuff is weird. Comment down below if that resonates with you. Either way, what I'm feeling is this new moon in Pisces is helping us to fully let go of the old identities and skins and parts of self that do not resonate and no longer serve, with its encouragement, with its support of these new ways, these new invitations, these new gentle come hither pulls. For some of you, some Kundalini activations, awakenings, Shakti energies, awakenings. For some of you, some sacral chakra vibes, some sensual and sexual life force energy. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Those are not inherently all the same, but I am getting all of these different things for this general collective. A lot of these new invitations are coming through because also it's like by you going in these new directions, by you truly embodying these new experiences, by you going and opening these new pathways and embodiments of identity, that is what is really helping to shake off the old and allow you to not only be this new version of self, but it's like, the thing is like this snake has to uncoil, unfurl, unravel, unfold, and then go and make a movement in a direction. If they stay clinging to some tree, their foundation, like I guess this temporary home or whatever, or maybe not temporary, but if they stay clinging to their home branch, home base, we'll say, wrapped around it tightly while doing the slow and steady shimmying of the skin, they're never going to really like build up the fullness of that, of essentially the thickening and the adjusting and the tanning to like the environment, the world that they're meant to go out and experience. It's like, it has to move forward. It has to get out of its shell or cocoon, if we're going to use that vibe and that metaphor for a moment, combining it. I know it's different animals, but get into it. We got to go in the new direction. Oh, look at that. Spirit is like, wipe your eyes. It's like, okay, it's like, wake up, Pearl, wake up. Okay, that was for somebody. You're waking up to a whole new version of yourself, and Spirit is like, you need to get with the program. Ooh, and just jiggle on the screen. Because I feel like, here's the, ooh, thank you, Spirit. Okay, because here, ooh, okay. Because here's what's coming through. I'm feeling like Aries just giving a little like pop-up message, very masculine, very like, I'm getting like drill sergeant. I'm getting like boot camp energies. And it's like, this Aries vibe is basically saying, it's like, look, if you don't wake up and get with these invitations and go with these feelings and flows now, where you can really like, it's like getting the jump on it, but it really is divine timing right now if you accept it. It's like, come Aries season, there's going to be wake up calls. It's going to feel like alarm clocks are going to start going off in and around you for you to show up as your new identity, show up as your new self. And essentially it's like the new, it's going to be and feeling like more required, more urgent. And if that's what you need, if that's what your nervous system needs, if that's what your life needs, is like that kind of spark, that kind of excitement, then like, bet, like that's tea, like go for it, go with that. However, for those of y'all where maybe you are you really are wanting like as much ease, as much flow, and as little jarring, as little as like drill sergeant-y type of vibes, then I encourage you like get with these vibes, get with these patterns and practices now so that you're more or less ready and adjusted, so that the Aries season energy, rather than having to be such a jarring and alarming beginning, while it will still have its own, new starts and new initiations, I'm feeling like for some, it's like the word that's coming through, it's like conditioning. It's like if those of y'all are riding these new waves now and using this new moon in Pisces energy, especially like, I know this is days before we switch, but it's like we can align in any moment. If you really do this, you're going to go into Aries season where it's going to feel more like conditioning and a form of training, a form of guidance, a form of motivation and empowerment that like is really, basically, it's like if you arrive as your new self and in your identity and self-knowing with a level of commitment and confidence that's like clear and fresh, that Aries energy is going to work with you from that layer and level, as like from you already essentially knowing / being committed to knowing and embodying who you already are. Versus if you're like out of that alignment or you haven't fully embraced it or accepted it, then Aries initial work for you is going to be really waking you up to who you are and getting you to stand 10 toes down in who you are. It's like it's going to be whipping you up. It's like, oh, you don't know who you really are. You're not really showing up knowing who you are. You're not really showing up 10 toes down as who you are. Well, let me remind you then, because before I can really build you up and we can build out what I'm here to help you build out, I gotta wake you up for who you are, because I can't work with nobody who don't know themselves. Know thyself. So Pisces is coming through right now to make sure and help you out on the easy way, with the flow way, in the Hove lane, the express lane, to really remember who you are and know thyself, so that you can go into Aries season and pull up to camp, pull up to conditioning, being like, all right, I'm already ready for you. I'm ready for you. R.I.P. to the girl you used to be. Her days are over. Her days are over. What is that, Drake? I'm ready for you. That just came through for me right now. So here's the gag. It's like you have the ability to be ready for yourself and ready for these astrological blessings and allies that are coming through with the freshness. Yo, leverage this Pisces new moon. Like, I think you already get the gag. Let's get another card, Atlanteans. All right, so we got the message. We got the insight that you want to focus on. Can you give me an integration tip before I pull some tarot? Can you give me like, let's work it, let's apply it. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Ooh. Yo, okay, they're saying we don't need all of them. Take the face-up ones. Okay. We have Athena, card 31. Your superheroic odyssey is admired. And then we have 19, faith. Believe in the impossible. Of course, I'm hearing like, share with believe. Do you believe in life after love again? So if you hear that song, confirmation, affirmation, your superheroic odyssey is admired. Athena's like, your journey ain't done. You woke up. You're listening to this transmission right now. You're seeing this. If you're looking at the screen, at the very least, you're getting the audio stream. It's like, Athena's like, you didn't come this far to just come this far. Like, we are admiring your journey. We are proud of you. You have been exercising ever more discernment, wisdom, awareness, leveraging your intuition, staying in connection with your goddesses, with your guidance, with your divinity, whatever guides you resonate with. And they're proud of you. And at the same token, they're acknowledging like, hey, your odyssey isn't over though. Like, this isn't saying your odyssey is done. It's saying your superheroic odyssey is admired. Like, they're still watching. The show is still going on. Now you're entering, new stages, new platforms, new arenas, new seasons, okay? New books, new chapters, whatever resonates. Maybe new screens, new platforms, new screens. Hang it up. Flat screen, plasma. Pardon me. I'm still in mourning. I'm still grieving, and I'm still letting go. It's very difficult. Your journey and your odyssey is still being watched by your guides. The thing is like, yes, you went through this period of letting go of an old self, molting the skin, and now you're in this new part of your epic, this new part of your journey, this new part of what comes next. So continue with the faith, continue believing in the impossible, because you believing in the impossible is what got you here. In addition to you believing that more and more of what you've considered impossible is becoming possible. You've never not to say you haven't had stumbles, but this is for a collective where it's like, if you never fully lost your faith, you never fully abandoned your intuition. It's not like you ever, there wasn't a total abandonment, if you will. There's been times of feeling disconnected. There's been dark nights of the soul that were hella dark, hella quiet, hella stifling is what I'm getting. But you persevere, you transmute, you find a way. And you allow a way to find you. And so the thing is Spirit is once again, I keep saying, you didn't come this far to come this far. You didn't go through all of that evolution to just give it all up and be donezo. Absolutely not. You are... I'm feeling this energy, especially because this is a new moon in Pisces. I know she's holding something that feels more like a full moon in her hand, and what I'm getting two things, and it's reminding me of what Spirit was telling me before this channel, is for a lot of y'all, I want you to please take the time in some way, shape, or form. It could be as big or as small, as simple or as ornate as you would like it to be. Please set some intentions whenever this energy, this video finds you, especially if it finds you in time for the new moon. Because there are going to be some big blessings and miraculous manifestations that can really reach you by the upcoming full moon is what I'm getting. So please don't limit what you're wishing for, what desires you're naming to the universe. I need you to dream big. Piscean energy can truly help you dream big and go wide, go expansive. So I'm getting the next full moon, which usually is in 2 weeks. Yet what I'm also getting is this new moon to new moon cycle, so this 28-day cycle that is essentially unfolding around this now. From this new moon to the next new moon that finds you, I'm getting for this collective, you're gonna feel and you're gonna know that old part of self, that skin, it's fully fallen off, it's fully gone, and you are well into your embodiment and living as that new version of yourself, as that next best, most embodied version of you. So basically you want to pay attention from new moon to full moon, 2 weeks, and then from new moon to new moon, 28 days. And notice the advancements and notice what happens and leverage those energies and leverage the lunations if it resonates as best as you can. So now let's get some tarot to bring this down to earth. Ooh, that was quick. That was easy. 10 of Wands falling right on the snake. It's literally drop the old, drop what no longer serves you, drop what no longer resonates, let it go. And this is a card, gives Cinderella energy. And the Cinderella energy, it's girl, you are no longer anybody's little servant, maid, locked away. Yo, you're not a peasant. You've never been a peasant. And even if you had to go through a bit of a season or some time where you were really treating with gratitude, where you really treated rags as riches because you had some moments where you know what it's like to not even have a rag, let alone rags plural. You've seen how rags are riches, and it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. What I'm getting from Spirit is now it's time to truly drop the old identity, though. You are so beyond whatever was that really rough and tough, raggedy period in your life. And I'm not saying raggedy and judgmental. It's I'm acknowledging those of y'all who have gone through it. Dark nights of the soul, where I'm talking, you have confronted poverty, hunger, loss, homelessness, things of that nature, health issues, lack of access to health care, whatever it may be. I'm holding space for y'all, and Spirit is that is not you. That is not your identity. That is not who you're meant to be. That is not who you need to be. That is not who you need to continue to choose to be. And a lot of y'all haven't been choosing that and you've already been beyond it. But now Spirit is saying it's like, what Spirit wants is for you to truly, really let go of any lingering shame, guilt, stigma, or branding, any type of like marking or damage that's like been left on your skin, but it's like energetic. So it's like on your aura, on your energy, on your mindset, and this cap on your persona or whatever, or like scarlet letter, whatever it is. It's like Spirit is like, burn it away and let it go and shed it, because your past doesn't like, only you can choose what defines you ultimately. People can think or say whatever they're going to say, and the universe will clap them up with the appropriate consequences and karma as needed, you know, whatever. You focus on you. You focus on Heidi, all right? But the gag is like, with that, focus on you. Focus on who you choose to be and be that. Don't be left holding the bag and the damage of like an old version of self that you've already atoned for anyway and like did what you needed to do to close out the season and cycle and chapter. So it's like, really let it go and get the F out of there. Like, you're moving upwards, onwards, and outwards. And as I say that, we get the Ace of Ariel, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Coins. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, or support, a change in job or promotion. I definitely, okay, comment down below if you saw one of my like little, I did a short yesterday. It was either yesterday or 2 days ago. I think it was yesterday, where the angels were coming through with, no, it was 2 days ago, with the raise or promotion message. So this is definitely for somebody. But notice how I was talking about the Cinderella and she's looking in the struggle energy right there. And then we get this Ace of Ariel with the Pentacles, the Coins, the riches, the gag, the opportunities, the resources, and way out. So this is letting me know, like, look, we're literally, like, I just said rags to riches, and now Spirit is giving it with the 1-2 with the cards. So it's like, I need you to stay ready. I need you to stay open and accepting. Like, basically, energetically, I need you to blow out and let go of any like barriers or commands saying that you're not able to receive. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're back. We just had a little pause. And notice where the video, like, thank you, Spirit. Notice where it paused. We left off where I was saying the rags to riches storyline, and then it cut. Now, I feel it was for two things. One, I feel like Spirit wanted it almost like an emphasis, like, period, rags to riches, and the riches has come through. And it's because, as I was channeling earlier, you are so in alignment with gratitude, and you've gone through such layers and levels of rags and lack of rags situations that essentially you truly have learned and healed and elevated and leveled up so much. Like, this is why Athena is above the Ariel Ace card. It's like your heroic your super heroic odyssey is admired. Your journey has been admired. Your elevation, transformation, transmutation, your alchemical mastery and development, your growth is all admired. And notice how I'm even getting like this softness and this warmer, comforting, affirming tone is overtaking me now in my voice. Like, Spirit really wants you to savor that and feel it. And I really want you to breathe into an open heart and be open and ready to receive, because I know you've heard messages like this before. I know you've heard things like this. And the thing is, those other ones were not false. They were not untrue. The thing is like, certain forms of abundance or blessings did find you around those messages. And you know you have had big blessings and breakthroughs in the past. So please breathe and remember those. And I'm asking you to remember those so that you continue to normalize that in this vessel, in this new version of self. Letting your new version of self start with fresh memories, fresh energy, fresh belief, strong belief, thriving belief that miracles and blessings exist, that opportunities and blessings of the highest vibration find you and are delivered unto you in your life, and you truly live them and experience them. Spirit needs you really breathing abundantly, breathingly expectantly, breathing prosperously, because these resources are here for you. Yet if you stay too focused and you stay curled and closed and scrunched up, you're not creating the space. You're not going in the direction of what is going towards you, essentially. We're going to get one more tarot card to jump out. At least one, maybe two. Please and thank you. All right, we're going to do a big shuffle. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit. Let me get one more. Oh, thank you, too, just like we wanted. Wow, look at this. We have two major arcana right towards the end, and they want me to see the bottom of the deck. Okay, they're looking at 7 of Ariel, 7 of Pentacles. You have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. I mean, come on. Is this really not the summary of what this channel has been more or less thus far? And you're like, how, Dil? Let me tell you. Basically, the affirmation, you have invested wisely. You've been making better choices. You've grown, you've evolved, you've elevated and transformed. Now have patience, wait for the harvest. Essentially, this is letting me know the harvest, the resources, this Ace of Pentacles is unfolding. It's here for you now. But you gotta be, the patience element is like, a lot of this is gonna be unfolding, you know, from this point forward, that the message finds you, especially in the spring season. So that's the element of patience, in the sense of like, don't receive these messages and then just get mad when the video ends and there isn't an immediate drop. For some of you, that's gonna happen. Comment down below if and when it does. For others though, it may be X amount of days or weeks, especially throughout the spring season. And we are gonna get an Ostara pick card probably on Friday. However, also this part of review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. So one, I was just having you breathe into your heart space, and remembering the miracles, remembering that and re-encoding that with the breath in this new identity and new self. And then also in the beginning with the next endeavor, or the new endeavors, the new pathways that I was channeling at the start of the video. Now, the two cards that pop down on the table, we have two with the High Priestess and Holy Hanael. Hanael also came out recently, who really guided me to do this new moon in Pisces reading, who was really encouraging us. So you can, I forget which recent choose a card she was in, or full, well, no, she was in the full reading. I think it was in the last full reading here on YouTube, so go check it out. Powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. And I'm really called to the bottom of the card where it's like beneath her feet, even though she's standing on stairs like that lead up to a temple. It's like flowing water. So once again, the flowing water, the flowing waves, and this is a Piscean energy, I believe, as well, the High Priestess card. So once again, these flowing pulls, these flowing invitations, like please swim in the direction of your intuition. Go where your intuition is guiding you. You are being rewarded, and it's very much emphasized with this Holy Hanael with new beginnings. In the conventional tarot, this is judgment, which is really interesting. Yet I'm really guided to like take this deck's interpretation of new beginnings, where notice you see a family like being delivered through the mountains, like guided through the mountains. It's like they've been guided through the climb, they've been guided through that upward journey, and it's like now they've reaching like a promised land. They're reaching a healthy, like they've reached a beautiful destination. Of course, there's going to be more destinations, yet for where they needed to be for this season and cycle of thriving, they've reached it. Starting a new life, where we not just talk, starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. This is affirming all the new energies in the beginning. It's like live your new best life. Show up as your new best self. And guess what? If something doesn't resonate or doesn't fit, edit, tweak it, change it. You don't need to be bound forever. Remember how I talked about in the beginning, like this is a time for exploring a lot of things curiously without necessarily having to like hyper commit or bind yourself to something. Allow yourself to explore. Take that concept and run with that more fully in your life. Now, I'm not saying don't have any commitments and don't, ignore obligations. That wouldn't be realistic. Discernment's key. Yet either way, this is encouraging you to really like be this new, fresh you. It's like, let this old Cinderella chapter fully be left behind, closed, let it go, don't cling on to it. Take whatever resources as they're coming in and available to you, being wise, but use your resources to basically do the new things. Like, it's new resources for new energies. And you're going to be, and here's the thing, what I'm really getting for folks is like, you're going to be getting like, for some of you, I feel like there may be like a big drop of resources or a big influx. Yet for some of y'all, like what I need is like, it's going to be more and more coming in different streams. Like I'm getting like more and more transactions, more and more things coming in. However, it's like, in order to be gaining more and kind of be in the flow, it's about being in the flow. We're coming back to being in the flow and being in the currency. So it's like, I need you to also be like, essentially putting resources out and using your currency as well, in addition to receiving. So engaging with community, going to those new opportunities, new classes, new workshops, new events, whatever it is like, I need you to really be like participating in the new beginnings. And there's going to be a lot of free things around you. Don't get it twisted. But what I'm also getting, Spirit is like, it's reminding me of that phrase sometimes where they're like, you got to pay to play. Now, you don't have to pay to play in everything all of the time. No. Yet what I am getting, though, is like, there are some really cool things to play that you do got to pay for. And Spirit is like, pay it. Go for it. Invest. Remember, the Seven of Ariel, the Seven of Pentacles here says you've invested wisely. That means you invest. That means you're using resources. Okay, you're not just hoarding them and keeping them static and stagnant and hidden. You may have a stash. I'm not saying you can't have a stash, but you're not stashing everything and allowing all of it to collect dust and pay you dust. No. All right, let's get a dolphin and mermaid to sink this in, seal this in, please and thank you. Okay. We have literally treasure chest on top of weight. This is wild. An unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you now. So I was just like telling y'all, like some of y'all, it is going to be a windfall. And then for some of you, it's going to come in like these increasing spurts. But this is letting me know either way, like, yo, we're all getting paid. We're all getting money. We're all getting blessings. We're all getting treasure. Like whatever treasure may be for you. For some of y'all, it is money and coins, straight up, jewels. For others, it's like a whole bunch of like aligned opportunities, collaborations. I'm getting like mixes of things. We don't need to be putting barriers or limits on how awesome this windfall of abundance is, but it is coming to you now. Keep that faith and keep swimming in the new direction. Because here's the thing, you know who finds the treasure? The seeker. You know who finds the treasure? The person on the adventure. You know who finds the treasure? The person on their own adventure / odyssey. The hero who goes on the quest, the player playing the game. Sorry, I'm getting hyped, but like, can we be any more clear? Now, we do have weight. We're saying don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. So what I'm getting with that is Spirit saying is like, this is not meant to have you do the most. In like a way where you're burning yourself out, burning out your adrenals, like trying to force the fit, like overly like searching and like forcing it, as opposed to letting your intuition guide you. Remember, there are nudges, there are invitations, there's things going to call you, pull you, and invite you certain kinds of ways. So when that happens, you're going to receive like different forms of abundance and opportunity that calls to you. So pause for a bit. That was like, look at that little weight. So that was funny. It's amazing when distractions come through, especially when we're talking about this abundance and how Spirit wants you to be like more or less optimally be acting and behaving to receive it. Distraction. NT Tway. Here's the gig, the gag. So Spirit is saying you don't need to be taking rushy actions. The Piscean vibe is all about these intuitions, intuitive nudges, invitations, those gentle pulls. And you have to be in tune with your subtle body and the subtle aspects of yourself, in addition to the big or gross bodies and gross aspects of yourself. Gross is in massive, not gross is in ick. So that you can kind of like move when it's aligned, go when it's aligned. Like notice how this reading, this channeled message, these invitations are encouraging new moves. They are encouraging actions. They are encouraging interactions. Yet we are not pushing for haste. We are not pushing for force. And we're not just doing things to do them. We're doing things that call to us, that invite us in new directions, that indulge our curiosities. All right. So, and when I say we're doing it for the sake of the experience that we feel guided to have, we're not just doing it to, like, essentially, it's not just, thank you, Spirit. Okay, thank you. That's why they had me go here, because this is what I was trying to remember. Basically, Spirit is inviting you to have a more collaborative and enjoyable relationship with time. Spirit is wanting and inviting you to, it's like leverage time in more enjoyable ways and be glad, be grateful, be more enthused about what you're doing with the time you have in a given day, with the capacity you have available to you and at your disposal in this now. And should you do that, they just got me smiling and laughing. It's like, you're just going to be feeling really, really good. Thank you. Last one from the Mermaids and Dolphins. Morning affirmations. Say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. So for some of y'all, you can say this is morning affirmation specifically, or in general, we're going to talk about morning rituals. And so, shake it up, shake it up. There we go. It's like morning rituals, moving the body, moving your energy, getting things in flow, like practicing with mobility, practicing with the breath, doing things that are opening and expanding your heart, your lungs, your body, like bringing your fullness into calibration and alignment. Because notice how she's like beaming up, gliding up in this open kind of surrendered vibe, being lit up and being rejuvenated. And her tail actually has a lot of like rainbow elements. So it's giving like chakra alignments, which was coming in today's earlier short that I posted with Holy Metatron to help with the cleansing. It's time to embrace this new flow and new wave in your life. To be that version of yourself that you have dreamed of. That person of you, like, I want you living more of your dream and ideal mornings. And start now, to whatever extent you can now. You may not get every activity of that ideal morning done tomorrow morning, this morning, whatever. Yet, take more steps to do more of those ideal morning things. Embody more and more of that ideal, fulfilled, happy, joyful version of self, that more energized and healthy version of self. And watch how that truly does open the doors, the floodgates, the windows, the portals for those new blessings to come in, the blessings that are associated and assigned to that new, ideal, optimal, joyful version of yourself. The only way to get the blessings of that version of yourself is for you to be that version of yourself. And the more that you embody that version of yourself, the more that you receive and unlock those blessings. That makes sense? All right, y'all. I feel like we're pretty much at a natural close with this. So comment down below if this resonates with you, if this is your message. I'm Dil Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide. Check the links down below if you want to get in contact with me, book a personal reading. If you want to get an in-person reading in Puerto Vallarta, get in contact with me and let me know. And happy new moon in Pisces. And of course, if you watch this reading, and it may not be the new moon in Pisces 2026 when it finds you, but this really resonated with you, it's like take and apply whatever these wisdoms that really called out to you and leverage it in your life. Leverage these Piscean energies and invitations, as well as maybe some of the Aries heads up that was coming through as well. And let me know what resonates down below. All right, I'm sending you all love, hugs, and gratitude, and I'll be back soon. Bye.